Pisces. We in the building, but first I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. For those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. We're going to jump right in. So we're going to talk about these 20 ways, 20 reasons why Pisces can manifest miracles. Now, and I'm going to give y'all the solutions to every sign. Now, everybody know us Pisces, we are manifestors. So you got to ask yourself, why is that? Because of water. Now, everybody knows that water is just like money. And the way it flows is what? Connected to is currency. That's why it's called currency in the first place. Now, what you got to do first is you have to decide what you want. Before you can manifest anything, you should always decide what you want to do or what you want in life. Now, the next thing that you got to do is you have to believe that you can have it, see, without any doubt. And you also must believe that you deserve it, see. And that's how you are able to believe that everything is possible, including what you want. Why? Because you believe it. Those are the three main important reasons and facts that you must know in order to manifest. Now, the next thing, this is not just something that I'm just coming up with. This is just how Pisces creates that reality for themselves, because in order to manifest, all three of these have to be intact. Now, every zodiac sign, like I said, can learn from this and can learn from Pisces. Now, let's talk about this. See, every sign can manifest just as Pisces does. Every sign can do the same thing, just like a Pisces can. But see, let's talk about it. Like, the very first thing is that a Pisces believes in what they want or what they deserve beforehand. So this happens without a Pisces seeing it. See, whether or not they can feel it, a Pisces can definitely believe it before it's actually seen. Now, see, the thing with Aries, how do other signs apply this same type of concept, is the fact that what's going on, yo, what's your name, Goody Go? What's going on? Hope I'm saying your name right. Like, see, what Aries could do the same thing, but see, what Aries got to do is what they have to do is do it a different way. One thing Aries had to do is slow things down. They got to slow down and visualize what they want or believe what they want before acting on it, because Aries will rather go for it and try to obtain it themselves and get ahead of the manifesting process. Now, the next thing is the fact that Pisces, they trust divine timing. See, Pisces understand that if I want something or I desire, whether it be a desire, Pisces understands that if I want something, I must wait. Patience was what? A virtue. Only good things come from waiting. So even if you feel as though you want something and let's say you get impatient, well, that's not being realistic about it, because you're not going to get it today. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you visualize something you want and then all of a sudden you have it the next day or the next hour or the next minute. But hypothetically speaking, and just being realistic about it, give that manifestation time to, to work its juices, because just manifest. Okay, when you manifest something, it's just like birth. You see, it's just like birth. When you're born and when your parents or whatnot, they're expecting you. See, they're expecting you to be born. So that already knows. So they already know you're there. They already can see you before you actually come out, see, before you actually are born. So that's how you know manifestation is real. And manifesting things is because you believe it before you actually see it. And the fact that you know it's coming. So even if it hasn't shown up yet, you're still manifesting. So once that baby's born, now the very thing of which you was hoping for and desiring and believing, it has what became what? It has became alive. It has happened, has manifested. So now you're not just saying, oh, I'm gonna have a child. Now you actually have one. So it's like now it's real. You see, it's not just something that's hidden from you. Now, welcome everybody that just came in. Jocelyn, I disagree. I disagree with you because like you could be, let's say you desire to get married. Let's say you desire to be married and you want to manifest that. You can start today and say, hey, you could say within, let's say 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, but let's say like 2 years. You say, hey, in 2 years, I will be married. I deserve to be married. I deserve to find a mate. Now, you don't have to do no watering. You don't have to do nothing but wait. See? But you must keep believing that it's going to happen. You must still keep the same process, which is believing. See? Before you actually see it come to fruition. But you can't just say, oh yeah, I want to manifest something, but then hey, I'm gonna just, slack up on the whole believing process. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna happen, and yeah, it may take 2 years, it may take 5 years, hell, it might take 10 years, but if you keep believing, it's gonna happen. It's gonna come to pass. Let me see. No, you don't have to put yourself out there to get married. Because listen, then Jocelyn, if you put yourself out there to get married, now you're trying to make something happen. You're doing exactly what the Aries would do. The Aries is going to slow down and they're going to visualize it before acting. See, which that will be the way that they can apply it, okay? That's going to help Aries. But what Aries like to do is get ahead, see? And the thing about it is, when it comes to putting yourself out there, I'm going to put it to you just like this. You don't have to put yourself out there. Your mate will find you. See, when you're already believing that, hey, I'm going to find someone, that and manifesting that, just like affirmations, just like if you say something in the mirror, you wake up in the morning, you write on a piece of paper, I will lose weight in 1 year. I will burn all of this, I will lose this fat by, hey, next year around this time. So 1 year, I will lose all of this. Now you believe that you have manifested that already because you believed it before it actually happened. Now what you have to do is once you say that I'm going to lose weight, you have to act like you already lost it. You have to already download that. And even though you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you have to act like you've already lost it. Because as soon as you believe that it's going to manifest, the next day you wake up, you're not going to want to eat anything that you were eating before because you already believe you envisioned your new body already. See, everybody thinks that you have to put action to the things that you want. No, you don't. Why do you think there's someone that can lose weight and not go to the gym? People pay for personal trainers all the time. That doesn't mean that you're automatically going to lose just because you paid for a personal trainer. There is no work. All it is believing, manifesting. Because listen, it's crazy because then if you believe otherwise, then you're basically denying the power of manifesting. That's just like a person could go win the lottery. Whole time they're just sitting there saying, hey, I'm gonna win the lottery. I'm a born winner. Today is the day to win. I'm gonna tell you how I did it. If you really need another example, I'll give you another one. Let's say I meditate, I pray about provision, okay? Pray for provision. Now, I believe that I've already received it already. So I'm already praying and saying, thank you, Lord, thank you, right? So when I go into the grocery store, it didn't happen the same day. When the grocery store, I see lottery tickets in a shopping cart. The little pamphlet was face down. I said, oh, I grabbed that cart. I grabbed those tickets and that pamphlet. And I looked at the dates, and whoever bought these tickets, what they paid, like what? It was about $100 some. I said, oh, I'm going to keep these because why? I believe that these are going to win. These numbers are going to hit. There's no coincidence because I manifested it already. I already proclaimed that provision is coming. See? Now, I didn't say when it was coming, but I already believed it as though it already happened. So when I grabbed those tickets, I even said to myself, there's going to be a winner in these tickets. Mind you, the end of the week passed. I even showed y'all on live those tickets. I kid you not. I go to the little scan thing with the lottery tickets, and I scan those bad boys, and I won $200. Free month, just free $200 off those tickets. I didn't know they were going to be the winning tickets, but I had already said it. I said one of these is going to be the winner, and I believed it, and it didn't shake what I said. Did I go running into the store saying, hey, I want to pick these numbers? No. Didn't have to fight for it. No. See? So I believe that I'm going to give you another example. I desire to be married, okay? I desire to get married. This is why I believe that you don't get to pick your wife or husband. See? This is the thing. This is a true story. When I was so I desired to be married. Now, this was in 2016. So I was going to college at the time, and I had said that to myself. I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna move out of my father's house. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna finish school. And literally, I hadn't even been dating. Went to school and met this girl. Of course, now after the fact, we're divorced, but it still happened. Now, I met her in class, but I never once said, oh yeah, this is my wife, or this will be my wife. I just knew I was going to get married. So exactly how I envisioned is how it happened, but I didn't get to pick and say, oh, it's going to be this one or that one, because it's exactly how you believed it. So that's why you got to be careful what you're believing when you manifest, because if you just say, hey, I want to be married, you may be married, but hey, you have to add everything else in this equation. You have to say, hey, I'm going to marry a beautiful wife. Hey, I'm going to have a son or a daughter. You got to say it exactly in that order, because when you manifest, it's going to happen exactly how you said it. See? So you really have to be careful, because when you manifest, you can manifest positive outcomes or bad ones. See, and when it comes to the bad ones, it's like, let's say you manifest, let's say you wish bad on somebody. It may just happen. I'd say it like this, keep it a buck. It will happen. It will happen. But the thing about it is, you just got to be careful, because karma, okay? We spoke about that in the last live, that karma is still listening and still watching. See? I mean, that's the thing. Like you can manifest whatever you want. You can manifest a job if that's what you want. You can manifest things to go well for your day at work. I mean, I say, let me see, who is this? Nine to the south. I disagree with you. I disagree with you 100%. You cannot pick your soulmate. You cannot pick your husband or your wife. I will say there's a small percentage of that may work, but it's on a small scale. Because if you marry, like, people always think they're in control, and that's not so. Like, everybody is born, like, everybody thinks that they're just born into this world, and they believe that, oh, the world operates a certain type of way. The world is nothing what you think it is. We look at the presidents, we look at attorneys, we look at lawyers. They are not the same. Each term means something different. Each symbol on a dollar bill means something in all states and countries. But those things are hidden from you, so you just don't know. It's the same applies to the ascension of being spiritually woke. Those terms, those 222s and those 333s, they all mean something different. But people think that, oh, they are in control of what happens or who they're with or who it's going to be with. No. Because listen, you can't possibly pick who your soulmate is. You can't possibly say, oh yeah, this is going to be my wife. That if put it like this, if that's not God's will, it's not gonna last. Hell, you might make something happen regarding, hey, you want a Prince Charming rather than a frog. You can't determine who your soulmate is going to be. You just can't. It's not going to last when you are the one that's trying to control it. You got to let the world, once you believe in manifestation, you believe that, hey, I don't know where my provision is going to come from, but I know it's coming. Whether I find a pamphlet of lottery tickets, whether, hey, someone just walks up to me randomly and says, hey, man, God told me to give you this. Hey, man, I just had an extra, $30 here, man, take it. That's how you know that's when the true power of manifestation is working, because you didn't go out and do anything. It came to you. It crossed your path. So yes, I would say for that small percentage, if you are in a situation and your husband crossed your path and you meet this person, hey, in that, like I say, in that sense, when you know it came out of nowhere, that's the manifestation, see? But some people, when they want something in particular, when they're shallow and they say, oh, I want this Prince Charming and I want this person to be a certain type of way, good luck with that, because there's no one that's going to be perfect. We're all going to age. We're all going to not look the same as we did when we were 20 years old. So some people have these shallow, just crazy type of thoughts of what cute looks like, what ugly looks like, and what tall, and all these little things. But your soulmate knows you, put it like that. That's the thing. When it comes to not to the south, I would say it's God's will. Because listen, you don't have any control over what happens to you, both good and bad. People don't know that you don't have just free reign. See, they make you think you have that control, but you don't. If a person was to sit here and say, if a person sits here and say, I don't need a job, they might be right. But hypothetically, you still need to work. You still need to take your ass out there and work. Whether you like it or not, you still have to follow the laws of the land. Yes, and it's different from country. It's different from state to state, or country to country, or however you want to put it. The laws change. So you might be a human being, but you don't own yourself. Put it like that. So yeah, you do have to meditate. You do have to pray. You do have to reach out to God for things that are unobtainable that you can't do. You simply just can't do it. But some of you are narcissistic. Some of you think that you can go out there and just grab something and just say it's mine. No, that's not how it goes, man. Let me see. Yeah, free will, like I say, free will. Yes, you could go out there and do whatever you want, but this is the thing. There's consequences, and the laws will disrupt it. So it's almost like you really don't have free will. When it comes to you doing something, let's say you want to eat right. You have free will to not, to stick to that. To when, let's say someone tries to offer you something that's greasy or against your methods. It really, see, the free will thing is almost like, yeah, everybody has free will, but what you really should have is strong will, see? Because anybody could just come to you and say, hey, try this apple pie, and you're on a diet. But this is the thing. How strong are you to actually have strong will and say, no, I'm on a diet? See, because the world here, the world sees you. The world knows what you're doing. When you say you want something, the world will test you to see if you really want that. So when you say I'm on a diet, and someone comes to you and offers you cake or cookies or pies, that's the world. The world is testing you to see how strong you are. So that's why I say you should really lean to strong will and God's will for your life, because they will align. But when you're doing something and you think you're in control and you're, hey, you're going to be tested and you're going to be tempted as well. This is why this is so funny, because there's people out there that are, people that actually follow, pride. They do the little pride thing. They go to Pride Fest. They're into the whole Diddler activities. But you got to ask yourself, how did they get there? Do you think everybody that goes to Pride Fest woke up in the morning, let's say they were born into this world? Do you think that they actually decided that, hey, I'm going to be like this? You think they said, oh, this is what I want for my life? I want to make my father and mother proud. No, it was a choice. See, it was a choice, because we know that you were either born what? A male or a female. See? So what does that tell you? People that think that they can control their lives, go get surgery, add, make modifications, they think that they're in control. No, you're not. See? And when it's not God's will, you're going to end up cursing yourself. You're going to curse yourself because you're doing something that goes against God's will. Now, if you're doing something that lines up to God's will, the right thing, you'll be blessed. But you wonder why things always happen. Things that happen to you are always unfortunate. And it just, trickles on down. Because you're living out of God's will. See? But what I was meaning to say is that people want to make these decisions in their life and say, hey, I'm going to be a plumber because my father and my grandmother was a plumber, or just for example, okay? And all of a sudden, it doesn't go that way. Does that mean that you're just supposed to stop living? But some people believe that. But here's the thing. I feel like when you're doing something in life, always think about things spiritually. Don't think about the act. Don't think about, because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people have made decisions and they regret it. There's people that have joined different, groups, communities. Like I say, some people have going to that Pride Fest situation. A lot of people have fell down that rabbit hole, went to Diddy's house, participated just to feel ashamed of themselves. But look, here's the thing. They can't take it back. They actually can take it back, but they just don't want to. See that? They don't want to be straight. Even though it feels humiliating, even though it feels like, oh, this is a shameful situation I'm in, even though they're doing things that's like crazy every day, the world will test you. The world will test you to see, oh, are you really feeling sorry for yourself? Just to offer you another activity and just to tempt you to do something else. So you have to stand on something. See, you have to stand on firm beliefs, because if you're manifesting evil, then you're going to live like that. Evil can only come to you because that's the way you agreed to it. You manifested it by your decisions. So that's why I said, if you're going to, like Nye said, you got to go out there and get active, and yeah, you got to go out there and date. No, you don't. Dating, I'm going to put it to you like this. Dating is an illusion. Why do you think we have players and pimps and, simps and all these different terminologies of terms? But I thought it was just supposed to be dating. So why is there so much slick stuff going on if it's just supposed to be dating? Because ulterior motives, everybody wants something different. See? So there's really no truth in dating. Because listen, everybody's trying to see what they want to see what that person has to offer, to see what they agree with or what they agree to before they actually submit or agree. So it's almost like a partnership, aka a deal that's being made. See? So treat a date just like you going to buy a car from the car dealership. That's how dating is. You like, oh man, dang man, look at that. Oh man, that's that Mustang I've been trying to get, man. Oh, that's that fine shorty, that fine shit that I was trying to get. Oh yeah. You are basically influenced, and basically your energy is coming from lust, and you're just saying, oh yeah, I want to get that nice. Ooh, she looks so good. Ooh. Do you even know what looking good is? Like, what? Do you see how words mean something different to everybody? Everybody thinks they have all the answers. Everybody thinks that, oh, she looks good. What do you mean by she looks good? Like, what does that mean for you? So if you're talking about dating and you're looking for someone, who the hell are you looking for? Like, people that say they know what they want, no, they don't. That's just like Dirty Dick Tyrone could just come on the scene and he could just take you right off. It's because you're not standing on anything, because you really don't know what you want. So you could be sold on a good story just from a player. Somebody can approach you and get your number and make everything sound good, smell good, and you just fall for that. See? So you ain't standing on nothing. You don't really know what you want. You could say you want a good man and you want to be married and all this stuff, but guess what? If you meet somebody and you're gonna go for those things, oh, this person smells good, oh, this person has a good job, it's an illusion. Is he going to keep that job? You don't know that. See, And people get caught every day. People get caught up into this mindset, this mind state of thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out there and find me a bad biddy, or hey, I'm gonna go get me a rich husband or something. And then all of a sudden, they realize that that might actually be your downfall. See, let God give you the right person that He see fit for you. See. Because your eyes can deceive you, and you could pick the wrong one and think that you will think that, oh, because you want to go by the image. You want to go by how you look with this person and how the world accepts you with this person. See, then it becomes a competition. It starts to hide your insecurities because you want to get with somebody that's fine to make you look good in front of your family members and people that you're in competition with. So people want things for what? That's why I say ulterior motives. People want things for the wrong reasons. And then they wonder why that person that they went for cheated on them. Then they become devastated. Then they end up wanting something that's good for them. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do beforehand? That's why I said let the person find you. Let your mate stumble across you, because that's when you know if this person comes for me and I didn't have to lift a finger, then hey, this is destiny. This is what it was supposed to be. See? Because you didn't know this person, but they obviously they want you. They came for you. And this how you know that it's manifestation, because it's a manifestation and a miracle, because you had already said what you wanted. You desired and said to yourself that, hey, I want a woman from overseas, and hey, I want a woman that's faithful, and I want a woman that will commit and submit. I want a healthy woman, and I want this, and you go naming all these things, and you say, I will have that. And you will, and then what do you put on there to seal the deal? You pray and say, thank you, God, thank you, Lord, for this. Thank you for my new wife. And leave, and then after that, it's done. It's done. You have to act like you already got it, because guess what? You're gonna be maybe working, going grocery shopping, and guess what? I guarantee you, your wife or your husband gonna walk right on in and say, hey, how you doing? And what you're gonna know from within, everything that you said, when you put it like this, when you manifested that, you're gonna see everything line up within that person. You're gonna be like, dang, where you from? Oh, I'm from Argentina. Oh, really? And then that's gonna hit a light switch on in your mind, in your subconscious. You're gonna be like, that's what I prayed for. Hey, that's one thing. Now what else? Any little thing, hey, this person may have never met anyone, never been married before, so that's another tally. He's like, okay, this is the one, because those signs match your what you prayed for, what you believed in came to pass. See? Now, when it comes to getting back to this, so we said Pisces, the trust in the divine timing. See? There's a time that these things that you believe in will come to pass. You cannot, see, when you doubt the process, you already have what? You've already said it won't happen. So that's why it doesn't happen. Now, when it comes to Taurus, like I say, Taurus can apply this, but see, Taurus, they have to loosen control and let things flow. Because what? Water, just like money. If you really look at money is what? A piece of paper. It's a dollar bill, see? And that bill, what does that mean? Okay, yeah. People think that, oh, I own this, or hey, this is mine. This is just a piece of paper. See? And it's only worth whatever that number says. So everything's tied to numbers. Your ID has numbers on them. And hey, people think that, oh, I'm just gonna have my ID. No, that's just for the United States. That's just for the government to know who you are. It's an identity. See, but I ain't gonna jump off into that and break all that stuff down. It's a different type of video. But people don't understand, like, when we say things different, like I said, you really got to pay attention to words, because if you don't, you could be ignorant and just think that, oh, this word means this, and that's not what it means. So like I say, look at a piece of paper as a dollar bill, but really money is water. See, money is water. That's why it's called what? The flow of currency. See, the flow of currency. So a lot of times people don't understand this. And this is why when it comes to money, you have to look at it for what it is. Because you own nothing. You really don't. Everything you work so hard for, why do you think you never get to see your $1 million? You never get to see, you will never be able to spend $1 million. Yeah, you may have earned it, you may have made it, maybe you inherited it, but guess what? That money's gonna go to someone else. See? So when you out here and you buying stuff and you saying, hey, I own this real estate, no, you don't. See, the world deceives you into making you think that you own things, but the world own the land that you're walking on, it owns you. Put it like that. See? That's why if you notice in different states, the law of the land is different. The law of the land is different. That's why what you could do in Africa, you can't do here. What you could do in China, you can't do in Russia, and so on and so forth. See? But you want to know what never changes is money. That's why you know money is like water, because if you get a credit card in China, you best believe you could go out, you could go on a vacation and come to the United States, and they'll accept that China a credit card, because it's still money. See, it's still money, but that's how they track you. See, they track you also by these numbers and these cards and all this stuff that people think is just a credit card, and hey, it's just an ID. Oh, it's just a social security card. Oh, it's just a birth certificate. That's so they can keep track of you, because they own you. Come on, you probably worth about what, $6 million. Every human is worth $6 million. See, think of it. You belong to the stock market exchange, okay? So they gonna make sure they watch you and every little thing you do. That's why when you go to the airport, you have to show an ID. You're not boarding no plane. We need to know where the hell you going, because you belong to the United States. Oh, you living in Russia? You want to go out? You want to go to the United States? Where's your ID? We need to know where you're going. You ain't finna just board plane and just take off. See? So that's why I say you gotta live your life differently. Once you are awake, then you start seeing the world for what it is. You were born into this world. That's why you know you have a purpose. But what is your purpose? Because that's why I said you're either living or you're existing. There is no such thing as players and all these narcissistic ego terminology of names. It doesn't exist. You ain't played nobody. You ain't done nothing. You ain't finessed nothing. See, people think that they're in control. They're not in control of anything. These people make decisions. See, people allow you to do something because they want something from you. They may have just needed someone to talk to, so they gave you their number. Doesn't mean you finessed or, hey, you did something slick. No, you didn't. That's why I say, like, you got to look at why, put it like this. Why are people so nice to you when you have money? See? Because when you have money, what does it do? It allows you to what? Move from place to place, just like water, right? Just like a ship. A ship comes in and what? It moves product. See? That's why when it's stuff, like when you look at the world and you wonder why different, you see how like the cartel, you see how things get here and that's not supposed to be here. How is it getting here? Through water. See that? Those are two things that will never change, is the law of the land and the flow of currency. It was here during the Roman times. See? The world, put it like this. The government is all Freemasons. See? The elites, the people that you don't see, that you'll never meet, that you don't even know they exist. If you look at, I'm gonna break it down even further. When you look at the judge in the courtroom, what do you think? Everything that's going on in the courtroom, you just think you showing up for court and standing before the judge? See, no, that's not what's happening. See that? Some people don't even know the difference between a lawyer and an attorney. So they always just give me a public defender. Like, dude, you really know what you're doing? See? Why do you think when you get locked up, you lose your rights? Because they own you. Why do you think when you go to jail, you're locked up? You can't move. You can't get out of those handcuffs. Because you're under, they own you. See, people don't understand, like, they think that, oh, I'm in prison or I'm locked up. You were already in prison at birth, my guy. You're already, that's why I say you're born a slave, man. You're born into slavery. This is not something that just happened, fam. You will never be able to say, I'm free. You're not free. No, you're not. You want to know where the real freedom is? The real freedom is in here. Your real freedom is inside of you. See? This is the real freedom. It's all about what you think. See? Think about it. Because if you're worth on the outside, you're worth 6 million. What are you worth on the inside? What are you worth on the inside? Because listen, the world can't take this from you. The world can't take your mind away from you and how you think and what you know. See? This right here can be on a whole higher frequency. Just off your mental. Off your mental. This can get you to the heavens. This could get you, this can touch anything. This can heal you faster than a doctor can. It's all on how you think. See? Man, I tell you, spiritually, people are asleep, man. Like, it's just like the light of the world with the sun, okay? Who owns the sun? Who owns the sun? See? So you gotta ask yourself, with these celestials and these celestial bodies, who owns this? And why are we affected by its energy? It's cold-blooded, man. It is cold-blooded. Why is it that you can see that celestial body in the sky and feel its energy, but you can't touch it? Because that physical touch doesn't matter. People are asleep. That lets you know in life, it doesn't matter what you touch. It doesn't matter what your physical body touches. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. So you having that new car, it means nothing. You driving around a Mercedes, a 2025 Beamer, it doesn't matter. Because you can't get up there and touch that sun. That sun can give you a lot more energy than that Beamer can. See, and that's a lot of things people don't understand is that without the sun or the moon, could you imagine how life would be right now? That's why you wonder why back in the times people looked up to the sky. They looked up. They looked up to what? God's son. See? Because, and you look at that's why things such as like time lapse, why we have daylight savings, it's the energy, man. It's all about energy. We know that the sun is real. We know that it gives light. Just like when you have a battery, it has a positive and a negative charge. So a full battery means what? It has energy. When you're dealing with a dead battery, it means it has no energy. Why is it that the words are applied that it's a dead battery in the first place? Because a dead battery, what? Doesn't have energy. That lets you know right there. We are living in a world where there's people that have energy and there's people that don't have energy. And that's why they're not woke. And that's why they can't see the symbols. If there's symbols on a dollar bill, you best believe there's symbols in the sky. See? Just as much as you can't understand it, what's on a dollar bill and what each symbol really means, it's the same way people look at the sky and say, well, yeah, that's the sun, but I don't know anything about it. Or that's the moon, but I don't know anything about it. Because you can't touch it. You can't touch it. Certain things that's outside of your reach, and guess what? You will never be able to understand it, and not in this life. See, that's the thing. That's why I say you have no control. You don't have any control. You don't. This is what the world tries to do is, hey, focus on sports entertainment. Oh, yeah, the Packers played the Saints. Who won? It's a distraction. See, while the government's doing what they're doing behind the scenes with the whole, hey, you are disrupted and confused by what Donald Trump doing. But you don't see what's happening. Hey, behind that camera, behind the scenes, you don't know what's being, hey, that's what you should really be seeing. Where's all the tax dollars going? Where's all that money going? What's really happening behind the scenes? But they want you to focus on sports entertainment. They want you to focus on wrestling. They want you to watch television. They want you to be just hypnotized with all these distractions. So you will never think for 1 second that something is behind all of this. It's to distort your freaking thinking. That's why I don't watch TV. Why? Man, listen, man. Listen, this is so powerful. Listen. What do you think watching TV does to your brain? I'm not even gonna go into that, man. I don't want to be like, I probably said a little too much, but hey, why do you think people, when they watch TV, what is really going on when you're watching TV? You're being hypnotized. See, your body goes into a hypnosis. You're watching something that has your attention for X amount of time. That's just like people that watch basketball. What is so freaking entertaining watching grown men in a silky jersey and silky shorts running up and down the court. And you're sitting there with absolutely no idea what's really happening right now. People pay millions of dollars to watch grown men in jerseys run up and down that are like damn near 8 feet tall. For what? That's just like with the Romans in back in the day. They'll watch someone get off with his head and just everybody just gather and watch it. What are you getting out of that? What is that doing for you? That's why I said we live on this land and people find these are distractions. This is something to have your mind just totally blocked off from really what's going on. And people just fall for it because there's nothing entertaining about watching basketball. There's nothing entertaining about watching football. Both of them, yeah, they're supposed to be boring, but people say, oh, yeah, that was a good-ass game, man. Yeah, yeah, did you see the game? The guy, yeah, he scored, hey, 20 points and whoop-de-woo. And it's like, hey, get everybody involved and the kids, and hey, let's throw a barbecue and you watch the game. That's not fun, dude. That's boring. That's a distraction. See, a real empath can see through that and say, that's a waste of damn time. I don't even know. Like, if you go into the store, why do you think, let's put it like this. Why do you think people from different countries, they'll walk through one of our stores and say, hey, what is this? What is this, my friend? Oh, yeah, that's a basketball. Oh, a basketball. Then they like look at it and they don't understand what the hell is this ball? What is this? Because it means they know that ball is almost like holding a freaking what? Can of paint. And it's nothing. It means, what are you gonna? So it's certain things that's like you've been programmed, put it like that. Watching TV is made to program you. That's what it's made for. People don't know this. And guess why? To control you. Man, let me tell you, why do you think a controller comes with television? You think you're controlling it. You thinking you flipping through the channels, eating your TV dinner, right? No, the program is controlling you. You having control is an illusion. You're not in control of the TV. The TV is controlling you. So when you say, oh, yeah, I want to record all my shows there. Hey, the TV is recording all the shows for you, to entertain you, to keep you hooked, to keep you addicted. And you fall for it every single time. So when you sit in the living room and Spectrum comes to your door, open up. Hey, we would like to offer you a cheaper television package of $20, $19.99 a month. Tell you what, you can get 0 to 100 channels for free. Free month of internet. And then you just say, oh, sounds like a deal. Yeah, sign me up. Okay, well, hey, the cable guy's gonna come install the internet. We're supposed to get faster speeds. That's another thing. It's not like, you're not getting faster internet. You're not. You're not getting faster internet. They're making you think it's faster. And it's always been the same. People are getting deceived day by day by day because you know why? They're all companies. You think that you will go to the bank and get a $40,000 loan? No, you're not getting a loan. You think the bank is going to give you $40,000 to go buy a car you want on their money? No. That's why they open a bank account in your name. People are dumb. I hate to say it this way, but people think that they're actually getting a loan. You're not getting a damn loan. If you have to pay it back, it's not a loan. It's not, because the thing about it, people take that loan, they'll go buy a car, right? And then all of a sudden, they think that was free money. Or, hey, let's go to the bank, let's get this. Or what is that other one called? Where it's like, payday loan. That's the worst one you can get. Because they know you might not get paid on the day that you're supposed to get paid, man. It's so many bad things that can happen. Disrupt, happen out of nowhere to where, hey, you can't keep your word and can't pay. They play on that. Yeah, the system is corrupt. It always has been and always will be. But when it comes to people with the whole slickness, I understand that people don't want to hear this because it's the truth. But some people have to hear the truth because they would never understand why is the world so corrupt in the first place. But so many people are tuned in with the whole president, you know, the whole presidential situation. And that's nothing. Put it like this. It's the same as watching basketball. Like, people don't understand that it's already rigged already. So the whole idea of you voting, it doesn't mean that that's going to stop something that, that the elites have talked about. You're not going to be able to stop whatever's supposed to happen. Put it like this, if Donald Trump can win an election twice, that should tell you even more why your vote means nothing. Why vote? It makes no sense to vote, because it's almost like you're going to lose. You're not going to be able to change anything. Remember I said the last live I did, I was talking about balance. There's a reason why we have, hey, this person is a Democrat. He actually won the election. 2 years later, Donald Trump wins and he tears it up. Then the next election, Joe Biden, the Democrat, like, it constantly fluctuates because there's a balance. You cannot have so much good without evil. You cannot have so much evil without good. It must balance itself. And it always does. When the world actually becomes a comfortable situation, why do you think another candidate comes and tears it up? That's what it is. You can't always keep your lawn cut crispy. Because guess what? The seasons change as people change. People change as the seasons. That's another reason why you cannot trust people, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you the honest thing, but I'm going to say trust was not meant for something that is tangible. It's not meant for, a human experience. Trust was for something spiritual. You can't trust nothing but you can only trust God. You cannot trust man. You cannot trust a human being. Let that sink in. See? Because guess what? A human being will always change his mind. See? According to what? The conditions. The seasons. When you got winter, fall, summer, spring, that's how a human being that's how they would change as the conditions change. Whoever says that you mean something today could be gone tomorrow. We're best friends. And then tomorrow comes, they find, some better friends. Guess what? They act like you never existed. See? And now you're hurt because, I thought these people were really my friends. And it's like, no. Friends, what are friends? Friends are what? Enemies. Let me tell you a secret. People don't understand that most of the people you will meet, put it like this, we are all in a war that we can't even see, an invisible war. And how you should live your life is not in fear, but you should always be ready, see? And never get too comfortable. Never get too comfortable around family. Never get comfortable around another human being. Don't get too comfortable. You can't let everybody come to your house. You can't let everybody meet your family. You can't let everybody see everything that's going on within you and your life and what's going on. Because you have a lot. Why do you think your biggest enemy was once a friend? So you know that people will just purposely want to get close to you just to hurt you. Well, what is the whole thing about keeping a distance and setting the boundary? Making it clear what? Up front. Yes, Ronnie Boo, yes, correct. Correct. Spiritual warfare is real. So you have to treat people like how you would treat yourself. You have to say, well, hey, this person is looking out for themselves, so am I. Stop thinking everybody's your friend. That's the terms that you got to take out of your consciousness, your conscious mind. Is that everybody is, there's some good in some people. Know it. It's some good in all of us, but there's also some bad in all of us. See? Nobody is exempt. That's why you have to be ready. Everybody you meet, you have to always know that they're looking out for themselves as well. And whatever that requires, because if they have ulterior motives, hey, they're going to cut some corners. See? Whether that's sleeping with your wife, if they can't, if they don't have one for themselves, or vice versa. So you can't sit there and say to yourself, oh yeah, I've been friends with this person all my life. No. See, because I'm sure that you guys had some run-ins, and it's probably a lot of stuff that you don't know about that so-called friend did. See, but that's the thing. Some people get close to you. They play on the trust because they know what type of heart you have. See, they get real close to you. They do the most devastating thing to you because they already have peeped you long. Put it like this. They've peeped you to the point where they know your weaknesses. See? Isn't that what an enemy is? So you got to think that what I believe is the friends that you may feel that you need are also your enemies. See? There's very few people that actually have real friends or a real friend. See? Because it's all about conditions. It's cold-blooded. You will have more associates than you have of friends. You will and another thing, this is why I said dating, going back to this, dating is an illusion. Because listen, do you really, let me ask the chat, do you really believe that you can fully get to know somebody within, what, let's say 2 months? No. Some people can, hey, it may take what? It could take 40 years for you to really know somebody. For you to really know somebody. Because why? That person, hey, Lord, put it like this. Trust has an expiration date. Never forget this. Trust has an expiration date. A person can be loyal for years until they're not. That expiration date happens, boom. So you have to use, this is why a lot of friends get used, because what do people often say? Just like you go buy eggs, milk, perishables, you go buy things from the grocery store when it has an expiration date. You must use by this date. That's exactly how people do you. They use you until a certain time. What do you think that certain time is? Until they have no more use for you. They use you until they have no more use for you. That's why people are nice to you. That's why people are all giddy and smiley and, hey, got cookies and I got cakes and pies. It'll be nice to you to drop your guard. Let me tell you a secret. Didn't you know that false flattery, and when people are being like extremely just nice to you, why do you think they do that? To push your boundaries. That's the easiest way to push your boundaries. It's not done in, hey, it doesn't need to be an aggressive push. The friendliness and the smiles is what pushes your boundaries. It's cold-blooded. You will never know why, because you'll never see it coming. That's how you know an open betrayal. Betrayal is when what? A person does something behind your back, they snake you out. How is it done effectively in the worst way is when you didn't see it coming. You didn't even know that was going to happen. You didn't know that person would do that to you. How did it start? They were the most friendliest person that you could ever meet. Had cakes, cookies, and pies, donuts, and muffins every day. Going on walks with you. You thinking that they're getting to know you, and what are they actually doing? Getting to know your weaknesses. They're meeting you. Where are they meeting you at? A vulnerable place. Getting to know someone too soon is a bad idea. It's better to say, hey, nice to meet you. I hope we can talk again. You got to always treat that moment like it's the last day. You got to treat every experience as though you will probably never see them again. We hope we can talk more next time. Yeah, I hope so. They didn't promise that it was going to actually happen. But you always have to make sure that this person, when you communicate with them, hey, I got a boundary. Hey, I got boundaries. Like, because people will test you. They'll be really friendly to you to get you to what? Become vulnerable and share and overshare. More than that, oversharing of that what? That bag of M&Ms that you can't stop eating. And when you keep sharing and sharing and sharing, what does it do to you? Going back to that dead battery, what does it do to you? They rob you of your energy. See that? So once your bag is empty, they have no more use for you. They've heard all your secrets. You've overshared. Now it's time for them to hurt you, right? Now it's time for them to do you in. See, with what they know. People, that's how people gossip. That's why when you really think about neighborhood watch, you think about next door nosy neighbors. They're studying your weaknesses. Yeah, they appear to be friendly, but that's just to push your boundaries. That's just to get close to you, undetected. Growing up, I'll say this. I never trusted someone that always was smiling to me, always laughing and smiling. I always saw through that because, listen, your face, put it like this, the face that people show you isn't the face that's actually, it doesn't match the intentions, okay? You have to go for the intentions first. You have to go by the actions first, not what their face looks like. We learned this from John Wayne Gacy. We learned this from It. We learned this from clowns. Clowns for a reason. Not just the clowns that we see in the circus, but an actual damn clown, a fool. See? So if you go by the face, you're just as foolish as that clown. Because there's no way you could go off that first experience and that first emotion to determine whether this person is a friend or friendly. Think of the Joker. He's smiling to make you think he's friendly, but he has ulterior motives. That smile is to get closer to you, to steal from you, to hurt you. See? So so that you never see it coming. Certain things are open, such as what? Influencing and communication. But see, the thing about it is you're communicating when you're smiling. That's what people don't know. That's the person that's letting you know, I want to get you. Yeah, I want to get you good. Yeah, that's what they're really saying. See, that's why I said you have to look at these symbols and know what they really mean. Because it's not just a smile. It's not just that. This person has a motive. See? And I know this to be true. Why? Because when you mirror a person, and see, this cold-blooded, when you mirror someone that's smiling at you and they don't know you and they're like, hey, smiling, and you do it right back, you don't feel anything. See, you don't feel anything. You may even question yourself, say, why am I smiling? There was nothing funny. Why am I smiling? See how you catch it? When you mirror someone's actions and you reflect, and then you can't see what you're reflecting, that lets you know right there they have something it's a motive that they have. Because when you do the same thing, you don't feel the same thing that they're actually trying to do. See that? So that way, you know, if you have a pure heart and you're smiling, it's natural, right? So when it's forced, what does it mean? Ulterior motive is forced. See, a forced smile, you can't trust. And what is forcing you to force? Why are you forcing that fake smile in the first place? See, to disarm me. See that? You're forcing that fake smile because it's easier for you to feel relaxed when someone is happy and smiling, but you have to have a reason. Powerful, cold-blooded. If there's no reason, then guess what? It's not real. Hey, it's an illusion. That's why I said you could be drawn into the illusion. See, you become drawn into other people's illusions because you don't think. You don't think. You don't think enough. You never question it. That's why I say a person can say, hey, I got cookies, peanut butter cookies for you. I made them just for you, pal. You, brother. Yeah, try one. You have to think, my friend. You have to question it. Why would you make any cookies for me? Why, Pam? Why did you go out? You didn't have to go out of your way, Pam, and do that. The real question you should ask is, why did you make me cookies, Pam? Just like that witch from the Wizard of Oz. What do you mean? Why did I make these cookies for you? They know. See, because they know they hate your guts, they could put anything in that batter that you don't even know. They can put nails, dirty toenails. They can do all kind of evil crap. But look, it's wrapped up in a nice package with that smile on their face. Because what is that smile doing to you subconsciously? It's making you feel comfortable. Remember I said never get too comfortable? Because the enemy is always ready. You should be ready because we're spiritual war. A person is trying to look out for themselves and whatever their agenda is. But here's the difference. Who are they working for? It's cold-blooded. Are they working for the light? Are they working for the light? Are they working for more energy, good energy? Or are they working from a dead battery? Working from a dead battery, see? If they working from a dead battery, they have nothing good to give you. See, people don't know. Why do you think, I'm going to tell you, why do you think people that have dark energy, going back to the symbol, the whole symbolic situation of a dead battery, why do you think they target people that actually have good energy? Why is evil people always attacking good people? Who are they working for? See? They're trying to drain you. They're trying to take your good energy, see? Trying to destroy you. See? Because good energy can be used for what? Good reasons. But if you have no energy, you're useless. See how people use you till they have no use for you? That's the thing. People don't understand these concepts. See, so when it comes to Pisces, and this is one of the main things. Why do you think Pisces forgive you? Pisces forgive you to what? Free energy. When you hold a grudge against somebody, you're trying to hold on to his energy. You're trying to hold on to the energy and you're balling it up like this. You're not letting it be what? Free. It can't go anywhere. The energy can't go anywhere when you're holding a grudge. So you become an employee of what? The dead battery. See that? Because energy can't flow. So that energy can't flow. This is why you have nothing. This is why your pockets end up drying up, because the currency can't even flow place to place because you're trying to what? You're trying to hold on to his energy. You're covering it up. See? So that allows you to lose energy. See, you can't even get more. That's why you have to be free. Remember I said free is not about the physical. Free is the mental. See? Forgiveness, you can't see it. But isn't it so beautiful when you forgive, how to just let go? And see how you're no longer upset with this person because you have what? Released the energy. So now you can breathe again. Now you can say, hey, what's up, Tom? What's up, Pam? Even though Pam was the one that tried to give you the cookies with the nails in it. And you're like, hey, good morning. But see, the difference is you have set the boundary. See, the boundary is you just don't eat Pam's cookies, but you still say hello, right? So now you're doing what? You're having joy naturally. You don't have to force a fake smile. You could just laugh freely and say, hey, how you doing? And get back to what you were doing. See? Why you think when you operate like that to someone that has a dead battery, all of a sudden, guess what? They don't smile back. They don't smile back because now they feel exposed. See? Because they were never friendly in the first place. This is why I tell people, like, bro, start looking at people. Listen, stop just being won over by a person's, their emotion that they're currently wearing on their face, man. Because you could be, this is why, okay, let me tell you a secret. People that work in a cell phone, let's look at the cell phone industry, Sprint, T-Mobile. Do you know how they sell that phone to you? You didn't go into the mall looking to buy a phone. You fell for that smile. You fell for what? The influence. You fell for them talking to you, making you feel good. And they sold that phone because you were drawn into what? The illusion. See? You fell for the illusion. And that allowed what? The energy to flow. And that allowed you to what? Open up its currency. So you paid for that. See? You paid for it because of what? How this person made you feel. Isn't that what illusions do? Well, when a Pisces draws the illusion, a Pisces still makes you feel good and comfortable, but you're still not gonna get to know that Pisces or anything the Pisces doesn't want to show you or give you. You could just be entertained by the illusion. See? Isn't that what Major League Baseball is doing? Hey, when you watch the NBA, that's what they're doing. Drawing the illusion that, hey, we're having a good game. And you believe so because when you sit there and watch the game, they got your undivided attention. That's why you can't go by what you see. See? You gotta, because you're being sold what that person is trying to show you. They're only showing you, let me tell you the secret. They're only showing you what you want to see. You didn't play that woman. You didn't get that woman's number. You didn't do nothing slick. What you did was you sold her a good story. See? It made her feel good. It made her feel comfortable. It made her feel special for that moment. So she gave her number to you. But it's all on what you said and what you did, because you may have just told her what she wanted to hear. Because why? People have egos. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you a secret. And it's very powerful. So, when I don't do Lyft driving anymore, or Uber, right? So, how did I keep a 5-star rating? Everybody that takes Uber and Lyft know that you got to give the driver a rating, okay? You don't have a job if you don't keep 5 stars, or you won't get good rides. How did I keep a 5-star rating? I'm going to tell you. People will be your best friend if you agree with them. You have to like the same team, even if you don't. You have to say that they're right, no matter what. So when I would be a Lyft driver and people would talk to me, And they would tell me stories. I always said, right. Yeah, right. Just to stall the time duration of their ride. Until we arrived, said, hey, you arrived. Then I finally took that mask off and said, now I can fully be myself right now. See? Knowing the whole time this person was annoying. Knowing the whole time I didn't agree. So when I put the mask on as their driver, I say, hey, how you doing? I'm doing everything. I'm showing this person everything they want to hear and what they want to see. See how that's cold-blooded? Why? Ask yourself this. Why did I do that? Because if I become more like you, see, then you're going to feel comfortable. See, you're going to feel comfortable because I make you feel good. So when it comes time for you to give me a rating, you're going to grade me on how you felt during the ride. It never had anything to do about me. It didn't have nothing to do about me. I had nothing to do with it. The person giving you a rating is going off of how they felt. See how it's what you can't see. It's all about how you make people feel. That's why I tell people, a Pisces can make you feel good, or a Pisces can make you feel like, or dead. A Pisces can make you feel like you just don't, like you shouldn't be here. And see, that's the thing, when you dealing with people and you look at these different ways of how can I get a 5-star rating? Well, hell no, I wouldn't kiss this person's A. But what I can do is mirror them. See? Mirror their behavior. Mirror that the way that they're coming off to you, you match their energy. See? And agree with them and talk to them as if you were more like them, right? Not to debate with them, because if you debate, listen, I actually tested this in theory. I had a customer. He said, hey, what team are you rooting for? I said, hey, I'm more of a, the Lakers. Go for the Lakers, okay? He had a different team. And just because I had a different liking of teams, he gave me a 1-star rating. And he used his smile and his enthusiasm and tried to make it, sound like, oh, the ride was very good. Hey, man, I tipped you. And he still gave me a 1-star rating. Just because I didn't like the team that he liked. I said, gotcha. So, tested in theory. I said, hey, another customer or passenger, they say, oh, did you see the game or something such a? I said, yeah. Okay. Well, hey, the Lakers won. Oh, yeah, the Lakers, that's my favorite team. My bro, my buddy. Oh, yeah, so now we all good. We all good in a nutshell, right? We driving. He gave me a 5-star. What did I do? All I did was agree that, hey, the Lakers was or whoever the team was here, he liked. Now, realistically, put it like this. Realistically speaking, I don't agree with that. No. I don't agree with that at all. That should be the reason why I got that 5-star, right? But this is the world we live in. People will only people only will do certain things in a more selfishly driven way. See? People go off the feeling. So the illusion is that you thinking that, oh, this person really liked me. No, they didn't. It had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with the ride. He's giving you a grade off of how he felt. See? That's why I said people will do unto you when they're comfortable. See? They'll be nice to you. They'll do these things. But they'll use you until they have no use for you. The minute you disagree, the minute you say no, The minute you do something that is outside of that whole, put it like this, agreeing with them, the hell with you. See, that's why I said that was the way I kept 5-star ratings all across the board. And I kept doing that same thing, that same move, the same mask. I just kept saying, hey, what's up, bro? The same energy they enter my car with is the same energy that I matched. So if I get a quiet customer or quiet passenger, I didn't say nothing. I didn't even say nothing. I just drove the 15 minutes wherever they were going, didn't say nothing, because I'm matching their energy. I'm matching their vibe. I'm matching their tone. I'm matching their behavior. I'm matching their boundaries. So one time I went to the hood, I picked up 4 dudes. They don't want to have all, gold teeth and everything. And everybody was in the car, yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, man, you mind if I smoke up in here? I said, nah, bro. I don't really do the whole smoking thing because that's going to mess up the money. Just said, but what I started to do was match their energy. So I started talking more like them. I'm like, yeah, man, what's up, bro? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's up? I see you over there, man. Where you get that grill from? See how I just diverted the attention? To take the attention off of me just being a vulnerable driver in the hood? I'm like, yeah, man, I like them gold teeth. Where you get them from? I'm stalling the clock. It takes their focus off of me, see, and puts the focus on how they feel. See that? Pisces is the master of emotions. Whenever you are with a Pisces, they can make you feel like you on cloud 9 and nobody hasn't even sparked up that ganja. There ain't even been no weed. Hey, it ain't been no smoke being passed around, no cigars lit, no cigarettes lit, or whatever you use, no herbs. But all of a sudden you feel very good in that moment. So when the duration of the ride was over and I let those fellas out, hey, you guys have a good day. Take care. And hey, if I didn't want to get them as a passenger no more, you best believe I 1-starred them. Yes, 1-star. Because it was just, hey, I already saw what I seen. I didn't want to deal with it. Doesn't mean it wasn't just because they were from the hood, okay? I'll put a disclaimer. It's because I know I'm in an unsafe area that I could be robbed, abducted. Anything can happen to me. It's more of a risk, see? But that's how you match energy, and that's what you use to take the focus off you just being what? A driver in that situation. It's all about what you say. It's all about this, what you say. What you say comes from what? What you think. See? But let's say when it comes to, see, there's different, I'll say this. It's different arsenals, because let's say you deal with a passenger that is still having that ulterior motive, and he wants to piss you off, and even though you're matching his energy, he's giving you what? Pushback. Let me tell you a secret. The best thing when you're dealing with someone that's challenging you is to act like you didn't hear what they said. See? So as I'm driving, there's this one guy, he's like, yo, he's like, I'm talking to you. He's like, I'm talking to you. I'm like, what? I'm like, at first I'm like playing around, like, what? You want the radio? He's like, no, I want to ask you something. And he got behind me, and it was like a very uncomfortable situation. But here's what I did to him. This is what I said. I said, man, I know you from somewhere. These are awesome. These are ways to politic, to talk people into a conversation that you know that there's no way getting out of. See, we call this communication traps. So the communication trap here is that he doesn't know that I'm making up a story. See, So me saying to him, saying, hey, I know you from somewhere. He's like, huh? What? Wait, from where? I said, I know you. I remember you. You was the one with that are doing the snaps, like the popcorn snaps. Phoenix. Oh, I know you from, oh, you such and such cousin. I'm trying to remember their name. What am I doing right now? Stalling the duration of the ride. See, remember I said, listen, when you speak to someone, you are what? A TV. See, look at yourself as being a TV. The program is what I'm telling you, what I'm feeding you. The program is what hooks you and what gets your mind going. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're still trying to grasp onto the hook. See, remember I said, going back to the Pisces thing, the Pisces is listen, you thinking that it's the fishermen that actually are going out to catch the fish. But did you know this? The Pisces could be trying to catch the fishermen. See, cold-blooded. Because listen, the more you try to figure out a Pisces, you're more like the fisherman that gets up on the pier, puts bait onto the hook. But here's the thing. You don't realize that the illusion is that you're actually catching something. Cold-blooded. See, you think that you're going to figure out something and you're not figuring out ish. See, you thinking that you're getting closer to home and you're not even there. You're nowhere near home. So the thing about it is that when you talk to someone and you use a communication trap, is that when you get them hooked into the whole excitedness and fascination of trying to figure out where you know them from, they done fell into that quicksand, because now they're knee deep. Remember I said curiosity killed the cat? When you put someone into where do I know you from? Remember I said, you have to outthink your opponent. You have to outthink people. You have to outsmart. That's how you outmaneuver a person, is through what? Communication. See, we could be doing something slick, right? We could be talking about apples and oranges, knowing what? You can't mix them, right? So you could be in a situation where you're talking to someone, but then all of a sudden, someone starts speaking a different language and you can't figure out what they're saying. Why do you think, listen, why do you think when you are talking to someone that's speaking a different language, you stop talking? But guess what you're doing? That language you hear words, or you hear communication that you can't understand. And you're trying hard to try to figure out what they're saying. And you're looking at their mouth moving and you're like, wait, what am I hearing? But for that split second, you fail to realize that that person has caught you in a trap knee deep, because you're still trying to figure out what they're saying. And that your motive, and whatever your motive was, guess what? It's gone. You done forgot what the hell you were even gonna do with me. You may have sat behind me, thought you was finna pull a fast one, but because I started doing something differently. Oh, now you're afraid. Because you don't know what I know, even though what? Even though I made it up, you don't know. You don't know that. You don't know who I am. If I know you and you don't know that I know you, then what is that? That means what? I need to what? Back up a little bit. See? So that's why I said when you use the communication trap, people will stumble back, and they'll forget what the hell they were going, what they were intending to do to you or with you. It's almost like that moment where it's like a freeze frame. It's like, oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? Hey, I'm a passenger. I might as well just not say anything. Let me sit back, let me sit back over to the passengers, behind the passenger seat, instead of behind the driver like I was gonna do. But now this person's talking about they know me from such and such. I think I want to, now they feel uncomfortable. You see how just by how you feel can move you. See that? When you're not hearing what you want, you can move away, right? Because it's something you don't want to hear. So if I act like I know you, then all of a sudden it becomes what? Awkward to who? The person with the motives. Powerful. Very, very powerful. That's why I tell people the imagination is super, super strong. It's super strong. It's stronger than knowledge. You listen, what's in your imagination is so powerful. It's on a whole nother level versus knowledge. See? When they say, oh, you're imagining things, these things we don't believe that is actually happening. This dude's delusional, is nuts. Then why are you so curious? See, if I'm imagining things and if you think that that's so, then why are you still questioning it? Why does that have your attention, in other words? And why are you affected? See? Because that's the thing. People stop to think when there's something questionable going on. People, you have their undivided attention at that very moment. That's why I'm gonna tell you another powerful thing. Why do you think you can go into a grocery store? Let's say a thief walks into a grocery store. Now, in his mind or her mind, they are looking at the store in a different way. They're looking at that store as a maze. They might be looking at that store as a football play. And the whole objective is to go get what they need and walk out the store, right? So let's say that they get around the cashiers and they have that stolen item. What are they going to do? You think they're going to just check out like a normal person would? Are they going to look around and see if someone saw them and look around? No. They're going to what? Try as hard as they can not to what? Draw attention to themselves. See? To be undetected, because they're what? They're trying to steal something and not get caught. But let me tell you this. If you get to the checkout and you had that stolen item, let's say the cashier, the manager, the front end starts to come by you because your light's going off or something's happening. What are you going to say? Let's say they say, sir, ma'am, you have an item that, hey, you didn't pay for this. And, you have to pay for this or something. Hey, it was in your coat. Sorry, you're trying to take this. What are you going to do? Sometimes why I'm saying this is you have to prepare for when you're doing something wrong. You have to prepare for it ahead of time. So what I would think the person would do is to say, have an item in your cart that you don't want. So when the person comes up to you, you could distract them and say, hey, I don't want this drink. It's empty. So I think someone may have already drinking it already. And that actually what? Freeze frame. Throws them off from what they were intending to do. See, if someone's trying to rob you and you give them something and you say, hey, here's my wallet, but hey, I got some money in the trunk. But hey, you can start messing with your your key fob and saying, wait a minute, it's not working. I'm pressing the button, and that can give you enough time to reach for your pole. It's little things you could do to trip, to stall time and to play that, maybe act like your key fobs is not working right. But that actually gives you time to think about what your next play, what you're gonna do next. In other words, I like, what, when it comes to Johnny Hensel, hey, I like getting flamed because, listen, I like getting flamed because I like flaming hots. And I hope, listen, let me put my hat on, man. Listen, I'll tell you like this, man. I like getting flamed because I like flaming hots. And I really hope that the people that's flaming me in the comments likes them also. Damn, they're good, man. And wait. Let me tell you another thing. You know what's even best about it is the fact that at Taco Bell, they got these new tacos. They taste like a grilled cheese, but it's so much better because why? It has flaming hots in them. So, hey, there you have it, man. Flaming hots. But yeah, this is another thing. So let me tell you guys, when it comes to Pisces, like I say, we feel dreams like they already happened. I wouldn't have known that I was getting flamed in the comments if I didn't have flaming hots when I was dreaming. Hey, it is what it is. I had to see that. This is the thing. When you see something, you just have to tell it. But this is the thing. People, no matter what, they can feel your energy. See? When people think that they're flaming you and they think they're doing something, you have to ask yourself, they don't like flaming hots the way that you do. They just don't. See? You ever been in a situation where people just throw shit up hoping it sticks? See? And that's what my thing is that if I'm not gonna throw nothing up, if I don't know it's gonna stick, I'm not gonna throw it up. But you have accidents, people make mistakes. But see, they don't realize that because when they're doing what they're doing, they don't understand that the energy is contagious. See, it's magnetic. That's why they're still here. They can't understand what's going on, so they try to draw what? A disruption, a distraction, but they're really disrupting themselves. See? And they're being used. They don't understand they're being used because what? You're still giving energy. You're still providing energy. Now, let that sink in. But let's talk about this. When it comes to Geminis, why can a Gemini do this? Like Pisces can, because a Gemini, they can't stop replaying the past. If we think of a sign that's always thinking about the past, it's Gemini. What happened yesterday? What happened last week? But yeah, Bobo didn't come to work for the last 2 weeks. They're always going backwards. See? Trying to get ahead when they are talking and speaking with someone, when they're communicating, they try to get ahead, but then they like to go back in the past. So they're doing both. They're going forward, they're going backwards, okay? Now, when you're dealing with the Pisces, us Pisces, when we feel our dreams and whatnot, let's look at Cancer. Why? What would Cancer have to do to apply the same thing as a Pisces would when it comes to manifesting? Well, Cancer has to use their emotions as fuel. See? They can't the thing is they don't. So that's what, if they were to do it the way that I'm saying, if they use their emotions as fuel, then that would be able to keep them stable. See? It almost anchors them in such a way that they can manifest. If they change it into the way that I said, then they'll be able to manifest correctly. Now, the thing about it is, Pisces dreams big, okay? And it's not something that's logical, okay? Now, let's look at a perspective for Leo. Well, Leos, they have to lead from vision, see? Sometimes they don't. And Why I say they don't is because of their ego. Now, when it comes to chasing, as you guys mentioned on my statement, and some of you said the same thing, is the fact that we do not chase, we attract, okay? We stay where we are and it comes to us. Think about it. Everybody wants to catch the fish. In their mindset, they think that they can. But you got to be a fool. You have to be an idiot to think that you can catch a fish, dude. Like, why do you think the fishermen, for so many years, came up with the idea that, damn it, I can't catch a fish? Save my life. See, it's not just the fishing pole that the fishermen discovered that, why, hey, it's got to be a certain way that I have to put something in the water and hoping that I may catch a fish someday. Well, where did that idea come from? That, hey, I need to get a fishing pole and put some bait on the hook and cast it out there into the wherever they are from the pier, hoping they'll catch a fish, hoping it bites. And why? What is the fascination? What is the whole motivation about this? What would be the motive? What is the motivation for going fishing in the first place? See, what good do you get out of catching a fish? Maybe some milk and cookies. You get a pat on the back. Hey man, good job catching that catfish, man. Whoo, that sucker was, you know, that sucker was hard. You know, damn, the sucker was just going swarming back to back. I couldn't really get a good grip on it. But listen, did you really catch the fish or did the fish catch you? See? Because listen, if you may catch a fish, but here's the thing. Why did you go fishing in the first place? See? Because you know that it's hard to catch a fish. You know that off the top. So you go fishing, you feel you catching that fish makes you feel some type of way. That fish makes you feel some type of way. That's why you go fishing. It has not got nothing to do about the act itself. It's just when you catch one, you feel good. See? You feel good. That's why I tell you women out there, go out there and catch you a fish, man. Might put a smile on your face. You know, even if you don't own it. See? Even if you don't own it. Even if you don't own it, hey, put a smile on your face. Put it like that. Just because you caught you a fish. But did you know that that's not what it is? It's not has nothing to do with none of that. See? Because listen, once you catch the fish, you start to realize after the whole honeymoon is over with, you start realizing that I have no use for this fish. If you're not going to cook it, hell, if you're not going to eat it, then what was the point of going fishing in the first place if I'm just going to throw the fish back in what? Its element? Why would I just throw it back in the water? What was the whole point fighting for it to catch it in the first place? Because you didn't catch it. You didn't catch it. You did not catch the fish. There was illusion. The illusion is that you went fishing, hoping that maybe just you would actually feel better. See? You didn't catch anything. You caught what? You caught a comfortable moment when you went to go fishing. It is what it is. See, that's why I say a Pisces don't have to do anything. You're going to come looking for the Pisces, trying to get that quick high. And then once you done got that quick high, hey, once you done got your rocks off, now what? Throw the fish back into the what? Where you search for it at. So now it's like what? Until someone else wants to get that. Hey, until someone else wants to get their rocks off. It's their turn. But this is the thing. That's why they try to use you, Pisces, until they have no use for you. Because you make them feel good. that they can't live without you. See, you can't take a fish out of its element and expect to keep it. You think that the Pisces is for you to feel good? Just because when you saw that Pisces, that fish is not bothering you. That fish is in the water doing its own thing. You went out of your way to go look for it. Why couldn't you meet it where it was at? See? Why couldn't you meet that fish where it was at? Why did you have to go and buy bait? Because your intentions are not pure, because you're just trying to use the fish to feel better. It's all about making people feel comfortable, man. It's all about making people feel what they want to feel. See? Isn't that called healing? Why is it that a fish comes around and then once you feel better, I don't need this fish anymore. I'm good. On to the next person that has issues, if they can catch the fish. If they can catch the fish in such a way. Powerful, man. It's cold-blooded. Now, the next thing is that how's everybody feeling in the comments? Anybody else want some flaming hots? All right, so when it comes to a Pisces, we listen to our intuition. So when it comes to when I said, okay, so we don't chase, we attract. So I don't miss this part with Virgo. So Virgo has to stop overanalyzing, see, in order to feel the vibration of what manifestation feels like. So until they do that, they're not going to be able to fully experience it as a Pisces would. Now, when it comes to a Pisces listening to their intuition, I appreciate that. It's some seals. Hope I'm saying your name right. But yeah, when it comes to a Pisces, let's say when you listen to our intuition, now when it let's say according to a Libra, well, a Libra tends to make choices from their soul. And a lot of times that's when the whole rebirth awaits. But what I wanted to say is going back to the courtroom. Like, you wonder why in the courtroom the judge is in all black, okay? Well, because everybody knows that Saturn is considered, the rule over the law and that and whatnot. So when you see the judge in all black, that's what that symbolizes. It's more like a Saturn influence. So when it comes to Saturnian, it's like, that's why when you look at the gold, it's black, and whatnot. So it's like when you're dealing with someone that's already, made for the laws and to govern over something when it comes to authority figures, that's how you can look at a judge as being a let's say a Capricorn, see? And that a lot of times people don't know that when it comes to the government officials and the whole Freemasonry and all these different things, these entities, we are talking about Capricorn, see? And that's why I said that Capricorn is the devil, because when you go before the judge, you have to go before the judge in a certain way. Just like the Catholics, you got to go before the judge with like the 3 steps. It's a certain order that must happen, just like the courtroom. So when you're dealing with Capricorn, they're operating on a different type of frequency, see? And a lot of times you thinking that, you have rights and whatnot, and you don't. When you are dealing with a Capricorn, you don't have a choice. They try to do things on how they want to do it, see? So you got to know, like, it's someone that can be living their life bossy and very strategic. This is how it feels exactly when you go to court. And you notice that a lot of people don't like going to court. And you wonder why you still get held accountable even if you don't show up. So it's like, you might as well just go, because you might be able to, get a lesser punishment, some may say. But that's the thing. when you come across Capricorn and Saturn influence, a lot of people don't feel comfortable dealing with Capricorn. See, because they feel as though their boundaries are going to get pushed in such a way that they have no control over them. Now, when you're dealing with Pisces, and like I say, when a Pisces manifesting, Pisces flows through endings gracefully. Hey, better than any other sign. And no, I'm not making generalizations for the person in the chat that somebody has said this about, oh, real, you talk about the Tauruses and you always say that, you know, everything in your Taurus video was all generalizations. It's not my fault that, hey, the truth hurts. See, I ain't sugarcoated, didn't beat around the bush with what I said. What I said is facts. See, so you can't get mad. Now, when it comes to a Scorpio, see, Scorpio, in order to manifest, they have to release what's dead. They got to get rid of that dead battery energy that they carry. I understand Pluto may be influencing you to do so, but you need to stop. And see, as soon as you do this, you will be able to rise from the ashes in the best way possible and be able to manifest and get the desires that you want and the outcomes. Now, when you're dealing, another thing with Pisces is that we embody faith when other people's doubt. See, when other people doubt, other people will doubt a situation, where Pisces will basically know that it's so and won't second guess it. So this is why when I said what I said, this is why what I said earlier about the whole particular thing on the manifestations and whatnot, then Nye was saying, oh, you know, no, you got to actually get out there and make it happen. And I would, I said I disagreed. Now, when it comes to Sagittarius, see, what Sagittarius needs to work on is they need to believe deeper. See, they can't just go and say, I believe. It has to be on, down in the depths within their soul that they believe. Now, sometimes the Sagittarius may feel like, oh, I need to be loud and in your face about it. No, you don't. See, that doesn't mean that you have to yell or get all aggressive with it. Just got to say, hey, I believe that I'll have this, and I believe that it will go perfect. Hey, it will go well. And hey, stand on it. Now, one thing for certain, Pisces, they mirror what they attract. So, as I mentioned, Capricorn will align with the goal emotionally first. Even though they don't express, they like to compartmentalize their emotions. A lot of times they're bombarded by their thoughts. See, a lot of times this can be something that will inadvertently torment them on the inside. It's by their thoughts. They're constantly trying to think of ways to do things in a more structured, strategic way. Now, when we talk, when we're dealing with another thing, Pisces, they connect spiritually to all things, not just some. So how this applies to Aquarius. Now, one thing for certain is that Aquarius, in order for them to manifest, they tend to do the opposite. So what they have to remember is that emotions is intelligence. See, like they tend to not, they run from their emotions, but they run from their emotions thinking that, oh, that's all, it's all, it's weakness, but it's not. It's intelligence to have those, to have your emotions at hand and use them wisely. Now, when it comes to Pisces, they feel everybody's energy. I can feel y'all energy. I'm doing this live and I can feel y'all energy. Believe it or not. See? But that's what allows the energy to flow. Now, when it comes to dealing with another Pisces, you have to protect your aura. See? Not everybody else's aura, your own aura. See, the thing about Pisces is that when you're in a situation, you have to know that you have a cup. Everybody has a cup in the room. Just make sure you got one. That's what I mean by protecting your aura. Make sure you got a cup in any, make sure you got to say so in everything that's being, everything that's happening. Because sometimes you may feel as though you don't have a cup. And you may feel like you're helping everybody else, but you don't have a cup yourself. So always make sure you have a cup for yourself. Protect your aura, and don't just put other people first, or let other people go first, or maybe put other people ahead of you. Because a lot of times you can have a cup and just not know it, because it may feel as though you don't. Now, when it comes to Pisces, as when it comes to alchemy, Pisces can turn their pain or painful experiences into poetry. So when this applies to an Aries, Aries, they don't do it the same. Obviously, they use their scars to what? To lead. See? Now, when it comes to Pisces, like I say, they oftentimes may imagine love into being love. So when it comes to Taurus, as you guys know, who gets betrayed the most out of all the zodiacs? Taurus. So a lot of times Taurus, they need to open their heart, before they schedule, because a lot of times they don't schedule it, and a lot of times that's why they get betrayed every single time. Now, when it comes to when Pisces looks at blessings, they see blessings in the rejection that they get, no matter what it is. See, because I'm gonna tell you, like, sometimes you may have a hard time getting rid of people that you just don't want in your life. It's not easy to cut the cord. Some people still linger. See, it's just like if you was to buy a razor, and let's just say you got the Afro puffs that got the hair growing out of control, and all of a sudden you go to the store, you say, instead of the nair, I'm just gonna get a razor. And then all of a sudden, when you use the razor, you get rid of the hair, but then there's still those loose ends. There's still the little pieces and parts that's lingering, because the razor didn't get everything. Or sometimes the razor can cause problems. Inadvertently, you can get ingrowns and those type of things, right? But if you was to use the nair would just get rid of all the hair, right? Or if you go get a waxing done, it gets rid of it. Here's the thing. See, so when it comes to, reason I say that is because so let me see here. So let me see something real quick. So this is why I said you see the blessings in rejection. Now, when I said the whole concept with the whole analogy of the razor, is because, like, even when you cut people off, there's always going to be certain people that linger, just like you shaving. And all of a sudden, when you let those certain type of people that you were supposed to cut off, and they come back and they start to linger, you notice that it leaves a scar, it leaves a situation. They end up hurting you because now they're still there. See, so whatever you may have cut them off, but some type of way they came back. So now you got those razor bumps. When you look in the mirror, you can see the razor bumps, and you're like, wait a minute, didn't I just shave like a week ago? But why am I having these razor bumps? Now you got ingrowns. See? So now you got to get a little tweezer, and then you got to pick each one out separately. And that's what you got to do with those friends and those people that you want to cut out your life. You got to deal with each one of them separately. When you cut the cord and all of them don't leave, then you got to deal with each one individually. See? And that's how you get them out. And I'm telling you, this is not you playing around where boundaries have been broken. You have to slam that door in their face. Hey, you have to. Don't leave no loose ends. Don't, if you put it like this, let's say you live in a 4-bedroom house, a full residential house, right? You got friends staying with you and you're tired of them. It ain't even about the rent. It's just the fact you're tired of these people. You want them gone. Guess what? Kick them out. Put their shit outside and don't look back. Shut the door. Oh, I gotta get my TV. I left my TV. Yeah, I need to get this out your house. No, I'm sorry. It's already in the garbage. I want you guys out of my freaking face. I don't want you guys here anymore. Oh, but that was my TV. Bought it on Black Friday, and that was my TV. You know, hey, why are you doing me like this? No, I'm done. So when you say you're done, be done. Because sometimes, I'm going to tell you what a toxic Pisces a toxic Pisces has the tendency of going back. See, a toxic Pisces is like, okay, I remember that time when I had kicked you guys out and I didn't let you get your TV. But hey, I'm going to take you to the store and buy you a new TV. This is a toxic Pisces, how they'll do it. Even though this was an old friend that you cut off for, hey, just betray. It don't even have to be a reason. Just the moment you're tired of these people. But next thing you know, you start to act as if that moment can be fixed by you actually replacing the TV at a later time because you want to hang around this person again. See? And then all of a sudden, you say, oh, well, it was my fault. I should have had not kicked you out and I should have got you a TV. So, hey, I'm going to get you a TV because I feel bad. I shouldn't have acted, I shouldn't have abruptly just cut you off. Because with us Pisces, we do things quick. As the intuition is quick. It tells us stuff, we feel things, and we just act on it. So a Pisces could be your friend and say, I'll give you a ride home, Billy Bob. No problem. And then as soon as a Pisces intuition is like, but Billy Bob is deceitful and he's doing things under your nose. Don't trust him. Especially if you have moon in Pisces or rising Pisces. Don't give him a ride. I know you want to help him out and everything. You don't want to see him walk home in the snow. But he's just something to him. Just don't trust it. So Pisces can come back to work and Billy Bob is expecting the ride home because you said you were going to take him. And then all of a sudden your intuition says, don't do it. And Billy Bob is walking to your car and you both get off from work and he's reaching for the door handle and you skirt off. He's like, hey, why'd you leave me? Why'd you take me? What? You said you were going to take me home. And the toxic Pisces is like, I don't trust it. Bro, y'all Pisces, toxic Pisces know what I'm talking about. Hey, you say, but it was my fault though. Just like Tyler, the creator of that song, it's my fault. Don't leave, it's my fault. See, and it's like, next thing you know, Pisces is like, Pisces, they're gonna tell you how a Pisces could do. A toxic Pisces can be like, they left you in the snowstorm, told you they was gonna give you a ride, and at the minute you needed the ride, they can change their mind, right? I'm gonna tell you how powerful a Pisces. It don't matter whether it's toxic or not. The toxic Pisces can actually talk their way out of that situation and say, you know what, Billy Bob, I apologize leaving you in the snowstorm the other day, but hey, I miss you and your corny jokes, but hey, I want you to come back around, so hey, I just give you a ride, bro. If you ever needed a ride, just let me know. And then the intuition is like, why did you even tell him that? You already know how you really feel. Look what he did to you 2 months ago. You haven't forgot that he almost got you written up for such and such. And the Pisces is like, well, yeah. yeah. Oh, hell no. So then what? Billy Bob thinks that, hey, there's another snowstorm. He's like, oh, I remember that Pisces said they'll give me a ride whenever I need it. So let me try to use this little go pass. Then that Pisces sees him and he's like going to reach for the door handle, and then the Pisces skirts off, takes off. And then all of a sudden the person is confused. I thought he said that he'd give me another ride when the next snowstorm came. Pisces just left me in the damn dust again. And you wonder why when you listen to the Pisces telling you they were going to give you the ride, the intuition says, no, you're dealing with the fish, the two fish, my friend. The fish going upstream is the intuition. Fish going downstream is the Pisces. Why do you think the fish going downstream is the empath? See, the empath wants to help everybody, wants to give everybody a coat, a life jacket. The Pisces just wants to help, just wants to love, and just wants to give freely. And we had somebody in the chat say, well, what about free will? That's what the empath does. The empath is the free will. Let's just help everybody, and everybody deserves a second chance, right? But the intuition goes up further beyond the depths. It comes out of the depths. It comes into the light and shows you what's hidden in the darkness of what you're not looking at. It's your blind spot. It's over your shoulder. It's right behind your nose, that the very thing you're not paying attention to, and that's where your intuition lives. So when you want to give Fred a ride home and your intuition says, why? You being the empath, you listening to the other fish and you're like, why not? Your intuition is like, I said so. Don't give Fred a ride no more. And you say, got it. Well, I won't be giving Fred a ride anymore. So Fred thinks that he's trying to hold you to your word because you're being the empath. You see, people know. Why do you think people only hit you up when they need something, Pisces? Why do you think they always hit you up when they need something? Because they met the empath side of you, the fish going downstream. And when they know you're the empath, oh, they know it's so juicy in that. And that fish going downstream is so sweet. If it's sweeter than a damn lemon head. And they like, oh, they love it. They want to eat it up. They want to take advantage of it. Take advantage of your sweetness. So when you being empathetic and you're showing empathy, people are going to try to use you until they have no use for you. See, when your intuition steps in, it shows the light of the very thing that you're not paying attention to, because you're trying to what? You're trying to make the person feel comfortable, make the person feel better. You're trying to make the person feel. This is why I said that you choose the fishers of men. Not just men, but I'm saying you choose the people that you let in your life, Pisces. The fishermen, people go fishing thinking that, hey, I'm going fishing, I'm going to catch something. No, they're not. That's the illusion. You're actually the person that is pulling them in. See, by you being empathetic, it's like a magnet. And you pull people to you that need healing. And it's been going on most of your life. And you're confused and saying, why? Why do I keep attracting people that are bad and, people that need healing? See that? It's because you're operating out of empathy more than your intuition. That means you're not listening to your intuition. See, if you keep on bending, then what? If you keep bending, then what happens? See, if you keep bending, then guess what? You can't set the record straight. If I take something and I bend it in half constantly, say it's firm, it's strong, and I keep bending it. See, I keep bending it and doing it. Then guess what happens? You're no longer strong anymore. Everybody walks all over you. Now you become the bended bandit. See, now it's almost like instead of the booty bandit, you become the bending bandit, to where now people don't even respect you anymore. Why should they? You don't want to be strong, because if you wanted to be strong, you wouldn't bend so much. So, and people know who they can bend, and they know who will fold if they keep trying. That's why you notice these same people, they don't stop. They're the loose ends, the Decepticons. See? But they play on your empathy, Pisces. Because they've seen how sweet it tastes. They know that if they can get that side of you and get you in that mood, they may just be able to take advantage and control you. Because that of which tastes sweet is something that people don't want to lose. So what do? They grab the remote. They want to control you, because why? You're making them feel comfortable. It's why they want you again. That's why the passengers in the back, they want you as their driver. See? They want to control you. They want to help themselves to you. So what are they doing? They want to fish. They want to go fishing. But they can't keep up with you. See? Because even if you catch a fish, why is it still moving? It's still moving because it's out of its element. So it's not dead. And why can't you hold it without getting scratched or scraped? See? Because you're not supposed to have it. You catch a fish when you are supposed to have it, when the fish accepts you. Just because you're drawn to a fish doesn't mean you're going to catch them. Doesn't mean you're going to have control because of that experience that, oh, I caught a fish. No. See, it's a powerful message. Now, the thing about it is, sometimes, let me tell you, when it comes to Pisces, they move silently towards their destiny. Now, Cancer, in order for a Cancer to allow this manifestation to happen, they have to trust the unseen progress, because yes, it counts. Just because, that's why I tell people, you set an affirmation, yes, you water it and you watch it grow, but at the same time, quiet, or let's put it like this, unseen progress counts. Don't look at the scale. See? Because when you look at the scale, guess what you're saying? As soon as things get tough, you're basically trying to quit. See? You're looking for a reason to stop when you're getting on the weight scale. When you know you want to lose weight, put the scale in the damn trash can. Take it away. Put it in your trunk. Don't look at it. Look at it in 6 months. Stay consistent with what you're doing, and in 6 months, look at that scale. And then you will see why I said so. Because when you're in that state of mind, you're going to be tested. I'm going to tell you, the people that lose weight, you know how they lose weight. It's not about going to work out only. That's just what you have to do. But you want to know what makes them lose weight? It's because they get angry. They get tired. They desire change. They're sick of looking the way and accepting the way that they are. So they're seeking change. They believe that they're going to make a change, and they're standing on it. So when you get tired of being in the situation, that's when the juices get to flowing. That's when the energy starts to circulate. And then all of a sudden, that volcano starts to erupt. Then you start shedding those pounds. But you wouldn't have lost that weight had you not got mad. You have to hate. You have to hate, because hate has just enough energy as being happy. You have to hate being in the situation that you are in. You got to get tired of being skinny, tired of being, whatever your goal is, you have to get tired to where you just, no more, I'm done. You have to get up out of your bed, off the couch, and say, you know what? I'm tired of being heavy set. I'm going to lose weight. I'm sick of this. I'm not doing this no more. You have to have that attitude. Because that's going to get you off the couch, and guess what that's going to do? Next thing you know, you're walking every day. Next thing you know, you're actually reading the back of the label of the foods you eat. Now you're serious now, because you actually snapped. You snapped, and you snapped out of what? You snapped out of the mindset. That everything happens in here, in your mind. It's not so much the action, it's all about the mind. The mind is what is making you do those certain bad behaviors and bad routines in the first place. You know, when people, I say that I'm going to share one of my stories. I used to be a big time gambler. I used to gamble my ass off, right? Now, one day, I just got tired of gambling. I got tired. I said, I'm not doing this no more. And I didn't. See, I didn't look back. But had I not snapped and said enough, I probably would have been back up there. I know I would. I know I would have had just walked back down there. But I realized that when you say I'm done with this, I'm not going anymore, and you stand on that, you will not go back down there. See? And that's how you know that you actually are serious when you do so, because it's going to show in your actions, because you manifested that. You're going to say, wow. 6 months later, somebody's going to say, hey, you want to go gambling for my birthday? You're going to say, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't do that gambling thing. Oh, man, but you used to go all the time, bro. I don't do that no more. See? That's how you got to be. Oh, man, you smoke? No, I don't smoke. What? You don't smoke, man? I don't smoke. Why not? Why not? Why should I smoke? Why should I smoke? I don't need herb to make me feel better. I don't run from my problems. I face them. See? Everybody wants the easy ride. They want an excuse. They want to have an escape. See? You can't run from stress. You got to manage it. See, it's like different things and different terminologies, which I mentioned, is the fact that you have to, when you're dealing with something and you want to quit, stop making excuses and face your problems. Face the very thing. Manage your stress. Go work out. Go take a hot shower. Go do something else. Don't be so just easily gullible and just sucked into what you see everybody else doing to manage their stress, because it's temporary. And I used to ask a guy, I used to see a guy on my break. He used to be lighting up cigarettes after cigarette. Man, this effing job, man. Just lighting up cigarette after cigarette, like, man. And I'm sitting there drinking the damn water, and I'm sitting on break just like, I'm just watching this dude, and I'm like, bro, everybody's different. Everybody's not from the same cloth. Everybody just, to me, I just watched them, and I just saw like, and I ain't gonna say I never smoked before. Yes, I have, but I realized that it's weakness. You got to face your problems face on, man. If that job is stressing you out, leave. Why are you working there? If you hate your job, quit. Find a new one. Don't quit before you get another one, though. I will say that. But you don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer. If you're stressed, find something else. Never stay into a situation, relationship that you don't like, that you're not enjoying. Divorce them. Quit. You have that right to quit. Quit. I always say, if that job is not the one for you, quit that job. Find something else, because you're just going to rob your time. You're going to waste your time, and you can't get time back. See? Can't get time back. Time that waits on nobody or no one. So just find something else. But make sure you have something lined up before you quit. Now, I'll say, because this is the thing. Why I say that is because whatever you tolerate, if you tolerate people, you know, treating you some type of way on your job, you tolerate the disrespect, you tolerate, it's going to wear on you. It's going to wear on your body. You know, that's where strokes and heart attacks, that's where it comes from. Manifest. See, it manifests from stress, unforgiveness. It starts to take root in your heart. And then all of a sudden, it starts to what? Your body starts to react to it. See? So if you're holding a grudge from your sister, your brother, your cousin, your grandma, uncle, whoever, your dad, your mom, it takes root in your heart and it grows into something bigger. And what I mean bigger is that's how people have strokes and heart attacks and, you know, nervous breakdowns and those type of things, is because they take root in your heart and they manifest. See? So that's why I say it can hurt you. Some manifestations can hurt you and some manifestations can be a blessing. Now, another thing is, see, Pisces surrenders control. Yes, there are some Pisces that have egos, but at the same time, Pisces surrenders control. See, because the thing about it is, Pisces is at its best when they are what? Not trying to be controlling, or be in a controlling state of mind. But Pisces likes to just, hey, I don't have to be the leader all the time. Hey, I could be the student. We should all have that type of thinking. We all should have a student and teacher personality and be open to whichever one we're put in. There might be a season for you to actually sit down and shut up and watch the teacher teach you something. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. We're all trying to learn this together. Now, we know that, hey, we were born with what? By the Creator. And like I say, what Aquarius, what they need to understand is they need unity. You can't do it. You cannot do everything by yourself, Aquarius. You need to have what? Consciousness. You need to be consciously aware that you can't do everything by yourself. So there, you need unity. You need commitment. You need a relationship. You need a friendship, whether you like it or not. And see, if you're able to do this, Aquarius, guess what? Then you will finally be able to manifest peace. See? Now, Capricorn, what you need to do to be able to fully manifest in this life, you need to let go and let God. See? Stop trying to do everything. You're not always going to be the boss. That's just a hard pill to swallow for you. So stop. If you could change that, let go and let God, then you will start to see the blessings from the manifestations, because you let go and let God. Now, a solution to this live and everything which I said in Pisces with all the signs, you have to decide what you truly desire. See, you can't go by what you were told, what you can't go by what you were told to want. See, got to go by your desires. You can't let other people choose for you what to desire. See, that's the thing. Now, what you want to do is you want to believe you already have it. And see, if you operate on this vibration, you have to do it as though it's really happening. See, you got to do it as though it's real. And you have to know you deserve it. See, some people don't think they deserve anything. You have to know that you deserve it because your worth is divine. See, it's not earned. That's why I was saying earlier is that nothing that you do is earned. Trust, respect, none of that stuff is earned. See, now, people think that it's weakness in surrendering. It's actually powerful to surrender. See, people think that, oh, if you surrender, you give up. Oh, you lost. No, you don't. Because you have to get rid of dead weight. See, anything that's no longer serving you. And why is this? Because control blocks miracles. See that? And this wraps up the live. You guys like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out. Love y'all. God bless. And hey, try those flaming hots, you guys, that was flaming in the comments.